I'm sure many of you have heard today about the incident out in Connecticut, the elementary school. Shootings resulting in the death of, I believe it's 20 young children and a few adults. It's kind of strange because a few years back, 2007, I made a video called About the Loners, and in that case I was addressing my thoughts and feelings on the way that the news media was handling the Virginia Tech excuse me, I've been a little sick, so the shootings at the Virginia Tech campus, and how the television media was blaming the fact that these kids were supposedly loners on the for the actions they took. And this time I've been avoiding the mainstream media for that very reason, because I know they're going to jump to conclusions. I expect it. That's why I don't really pay attention to the mainstream media much anymore. They always jump to conclusions to support whatever their current agenda is on all sides of the equation. Not just, it's only the liberals or only the conservatives that do. It's all of them equally, and I think they're terrible people for doing it, but they do it anyway. The thing that worries me now is that I'm seeing a lot more people I know, people that are friends of mine, making claims and statements about, oh, this is what's wrong, and this is why we need to fix, and blah, blah, blah. Sorry. The blah, blah, blah seems to make me seem as if I don't care. I do care. And I do think that in some cases there are valid points being made. In some cases there are ridiculous points being made. But since that time, since I made that original video, the About the Loners, for one thing, I've been amazed and astounded at all the comments it'll get. At least once a month I get a new comment on it. Sometimes it's somebody making a stupid joke. I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm a loner, ha ha ha. And then there are other times where it's legitimately someone who saw the video, listened to what I said, and got something out of it. More, in some cases, more so than I even thought I was putting on the video. But also since that time, I have known, and maybe not as well in one case as the other, but I've known at least two people who I had worked with, and I'm not going to name names, but some of you will know who they are. Please don't name their names. But two people who committed basically violent acts, in one case against small children. And to be honest, I didn't know at the time that they had that in them. And in fact, there was in one case, one of the two cases, I saw nothing to indicate that there would be anything to cause them to do something like that. In hindsight, with one of them, some of the some of the problems make perfect sense with the way they had been acting. But at the time, those signs are hard to see. And the motivation is much harder to understand. In neither case do I understand the motivation, nor do I know it. But they can't be coming from a healthy place. The point I'm basically trying to make is that you never know. And you can guess all you want. You can make claims to whatever you think the cause to be. But in the end, no matter what you do, violent things are going to happen. There's no stopping that. That's part of life. I hate to sound callous, but that's the way it is. If you're lucky, you see the signs and you can stop it before it happens. Unfortunately, in cases like today, the signs are not seen or perhaps not known. We don't know all that happened today. Even the people investigating it won't completely know the story, probably for days. So to jump to conclusions and say that, well, it's gun control that's the problem, or it's mental health that's the problem, or I've even heard someone, I hope they weren't, but mentioning food being the problem. I think that's presumptuous. And it's unfair to not only the families who have experienced these tragedies, but to the families of the people who committed the crimes. It's a slippery slope claiming that you know the answers, because at some point you might start believing yourself. And that can only lead to more problems. Because if you focus too strongly on one thing, just one thing, you miss all the other factors that might have caused something like this. I don't know really where to end this, so I'll just say my thoughts and prayers are with the families out in Connecticut, and even with the family of the young man who committed these crimes and then chose to end his own life.